Hi everybody, it's Brooke again. This is going to be response one to the To the Bone clip that we saw. With this response, I wanted to talk about some of the things that were brought up by some people in the group about some of their observations that they made, some of the things that they thought from their perspective of what they saw in this clip. There was a couple that I thought were really, really good, so I wanted to share those. And then my last video will be my conceptualization and the interventions that I would use for this family. So to start, I have a lot of notes, but I watched Jean's video, and he made a really, really good observation about all the moms sitting cross-legged. I thought this was a really good observation because I didn't really notice that when I watched it. And he also pointed out that this could be indicating how closed off all of the women are. They're all very defensive. And so them all sitting cross-legged kind of makes sense, given the kind of dynamic that this family seems to have. He also talks about how when the doctor asked Ellen what she thought about, her family wanting her dad, I think particularly wanting her to go into, like Japanese tech. Her response to that was, I think he just wants me to make a living. It seems like John kind of pointed out that it seems like she's like kind of pacifying the question a little bit, that it doesn't really seem like the family ever took the time to get to really know her, to get to know what it is that she wants out of life. And I think that this is kind of part of the problem that she has. He also noticed that Ellen kind of turns her head and seems to have something else going on there. It seems like there's just kind of a lot of dysfunction going on within the family. And so I really, really like those observations that he made, particularly the one with the legs crossed, because that was not something that I noticed when I watched that video. And I actually went back and noticed that, yeah, they do all have their legs crossed. So that's definitely one of those meta communications that we were talking about. Another one was Marisa had pointed out that with strategic therapy, she said it really, really well. She says it's not about the content; it's about the maladaptive patterns in the family. I really like the way that she worded that as talking about strategic therapy, because this one has been a little bit tougher for me because of just kind of how different it is, I think, than a lot of the other types of therapy that we've been like learning about. So it's really more about not thinking about, like what she said, the content, but it's just about the patterns and how we can fix them. It's asking the family, like, what do you want from this? So, and I also have that I agree when she said that the family taking shots at each other and arguing is not helpful. That seems to kind of be all they're doing. It's just this big, almost kind of like a grudge match that they have with each other. And Marisa also said that she noticed that Ellen started shrinking while the family was fighting, as if she wanted to disappear. And so when I went back and looked at the video, I agree with that observation. It really does seem like she was kind of shriveling up, that she was embarrassed. Even Kelly, her sister, kind of made that comment, oh my God, here they go again, is kind of what I got from that, is like, this happens every time. Here it is, it's nothing new. And she also pointed out by all of this that this is really a big lack of boundaries within the family, especially considering that a lot of what the parents are talking about is their sex lives. Susan, the stepmom, said that, hey, well, the reason why you guys aren't together anymore is because you were sleeping with your best friend. And, and she goes, well, it's because John, I think the husband, and I weren't having sex anymore. And it just really shows a lack of boundaries. Is something something about the families and the parents' sex life should not be something so openly discussed with children. And so this really goes to show a lot of the dysfunction that's going on in the family. The communication, like I said in my last video, is not strong within this family. There's a lot of communication, there's a lot of talking going on, but there's very little listening to each other. It's really more of about talking about my feelings and what's going on with me rather than what's going on with Ellen. So this will be definitely something that needs to be addressed with the interventions that are used with this family, as far as communication goes, if we're going to be able to help Ellen get through her eating disorder and help her feel supported during that entire process. So I just wanted to share those observations that I made from some of my classmates, and I'll see you guys in the next video for the conceptualization. Okay, thanks.